Somehow I missed the metaphorical quality of the famous fight scene in They Live. Until now, if you've never seen They Live, it's a fantastic allegorical horror movie from the 1980s by John Carpenter. Carpenter directed some of the greatest horror films of all time, including the original Halloween and The Thing. Also, Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China. That's a trifecta of some of Kurt Russell's best flicks. They Live stars Rowdy Roddy Piper as a down-on-his-luck working man named Nada, trying to make it in Ronald Reagan's America. He finds a magical pair of sunglasses that reveal all of the subconscious messages that our society gives us. He puts them on and sees billboards that say, obey, consume, do not question authority, and one of my favorites, elect candidate. He also sees that certain people, mostly the wealthy and members of the ruling class, are aliens. They have scary alien makeup, but he can only see this with his glasses on. Later in the movie, he tries to get his best buddy Frank, played by the legendary character actor Keith David, to put on the glasses, but Frank won't do it. He's too stubborn. They get into this amazing knockdown, drag-out fight in an alley in LA. The first time I watched this melee, I thought it was just an extended gag. This fight seriously goes on for like 6+ minutes. I thought, well, you got a pro wrestler starring in this movie, so he needed a big fight scene. And on some level, sure, that's true. But this fight, still going on here, is a metaphor. They're fighting because Nada wants his buddy to put these glasses on so he can have his eyes open too. All he wants is for his buddy to put these stupid things on his face for a minute, but his buddy is too aggro and stubborn. He's like, back off, weirdo, don't make me do stuff. And they just start wailing on each other. They absolutely beat the crap out of one another, and they're supposed to be buddies. But as I said, this is a metaphor, because sometimes you absolutely have to beat somebody over the head to see what they don't want to see. People are the same way when you challenge their most closely held assumptions about life. If I were to try to make you question some core belief that you've internalized since childhood, you're going to feel like pushing back Keith David style. The more sacred that assumption is, the harder you're going to fight my challenge of it. It could be something simple like questioning the good intentions of U.S. foreign policy, or the righteousness of the Democratic Party, or the sanctity of the Second Amendment. If a belief is being challenged that goes all the way back to when you were shaping your identity, it's possible to trigger an identity crisis in a person. Inside, that person is saying, if this thing that I've believed all my life is wrong, what else about my life is a lie? People don't like feeling that way. It's unpleasant. You feel shook. Hashtag Shook Squad. It can trigger a fight or flight response, and some will most certainly fight back. Hard. Now, I don't think of myself as a highly confrontational person by nature. My style, if I was Rowdy Roddy Piper's character, might be to walk Keith David down the street, maybe right after dinner, down an east-west street at sundown. When the sun is bright and directly in our eyes, just burning our retinas, then I'd pull out those sunglasses and say, hey, borrow mine. And when he's ready for it, when he sees that you're helping and he trusts you, he puts those glasses on without a fight. But that's not nearly as cinematic. And some people are still going to fight, out of pride or belligerence or stubbornness or fear of change. It is our responsibility to understand where that aggression comes from and try to avoid triggering a fight or flight response in our brothers and sisters. I know that you may have had your eyes opened, but not everyone is at the same place in their journey. Sometimes you need to make friends with Keith David first, earn his trust, then slip those sunglasses on when he's least expecting it. Then he looks good, and you look good too. No bruises or lead pipe injuries necessary. Seriously though, check out They Live. What a flick.